Hi everyone, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be doing a comparison of the Audi R8 LMS Evo. This is a model that's been done now by Tarmac Works, Para64 and Pop Race. So we're going to do a comparison of these models in front of me. We've got a R8 LMS from the 2020 Macau GT Cup, I believe. Yep, driven by David Chen. We got Christopher Haas's 2019 Audi R8 LMS from the 2019 GT World Cup. And we've also got Tarmac Works from that same race, but this is Dries van Thors. So let's start by opening up the Pop Race. This car did come with a little character. I do have that still, but it's just not with the car at the moment. So if we open up this box. So this is Pop Race's rendition. I always thought that Pop Race used other people's models, but I do think this is their own casting. What I can tell you is they've got a really good radiator detail in there. You can actually see there is a fan in there at the front there. The decals are all very, very nicely done. You have got brake discs in there. You've got an engine that's nicely detailed. Carbon fibre print on the rear wing, which is something some model manufacturers just don't bother with. At the back there, you've got lots of nice detail. You can see, I don't necessarily know if it is the exhaust, but there's some detail for the back in the where the radiator, I guess, was, or the outtakes. Front end is nicely done too. You can see the headlights. So these retailed about £25 for me. Again, this is an old release, so quite hard to find now. Wouldn't know what it goes for on the second-hand market. But let's just leave the cases off because we can actually compare them all side by side. Para64. This is probably the cheapest of all the models. Para do a really nice job, sort of being quite budget friendly, but producing some interesting stuff. Can't quite see the engine, but there is an engine in there. It's covered up by the design of the livery. There is no fan on the radiator here. It is just a black opening that's been detailed. Reasonable detail on the front end there. And on the back, not quite as detailed as we saw on the Pop Race. If we get the two side by side. It's quite difficult to see in this light, but there's a lot more going on in that rear gap just here than there is on this one. There's just literally what looks like exhausts on there. Both have what I assume is where you put the air jack in to raise the car up. The mirrors are much smaller on the Para64. Whether that is correct for this model, I don't know. In fact, that one looks a bit bent inwards, if anything, but yeah, much bigger on the Pop Race. Size-wise, I think they're very, very similar. Oh, I've just dropped that one on its roof. That's not a very good idea. More detail overall, definitely on the Pop Race. You've got brake discs, no brake discs on this one. Interior is difficult to see. Oh, there is a roll cage. There's a silver roll cage on this one, a white one on this one. Dashes look very similar. You do have more marks, more marks around the windshield of this one than you do on that car. But it might just be the way that the front banner covers them up. You can see the extraction point for if the car ends up stuck against a barrier. All GT3 cars after a certain point had to have like a way that you could extract yourself out of the roof. That's what that sort of plate on the top is. Both do have it. It's easier to see. Well, I'd say it's easier to see. It's probably easier to see on the tarmac wax, which we're going to get out in the middle. So at the moment, Pop Race is winning. So let's have a look at Tarmac Works. Tarmac Works, first thing you see, the aerial is much more delicate than the one on the Pop Race model. Engine detail wise, fairly similar. I would say maybe Tarmac Works just does a slightly better job. One thing I did note is you've got the fuel cap depicted on the Tarmac Works. I can't see that on either side of the hob. Pop Race, and it's just a silver paint blob on the Para64. The Tarmac works, again, the mirrors are a lot smaller than that on the Pop Race. Detail wise on the back, everything's far more set deeply in the Tarmac works, which makes me think that that is the more realistic model. You've also got the much more finer wing supports, which really do make a difference on the sort of the quality of this model. Again, you've got brake discs on this one, and the actual brake disc has been picked out in red. I can't see that on the Pop Race. Do have the identification on which wheel goes where with the red and green paint. On this one, it's red and white by the looks of it. Yep. Front end wise, I think I'm going to have to say that Tarmac Works is much better. There's a much better definition as well on these 3 extra grills on the Tarmac Works than, say, on the Pop Race. If I try and show you that, it's just a lot crisper on this model. You have got a radiator in there, but interestingly, there is no fan like seems to be modelled on this model. It is just a radiator in there. So I don't know what is more realistic and what is correct. But I think the Tarmac Works is the better model. The Pop Race isn't a million miles off. The Para64 is an okay model. It's, you know, it was about £10 cheaper than either of these two. So you are seeing that difference in what is produced. I still think it's a good value model. It still represents very, very well. So I don't think I can complain too much. The Tarmac Works wins just because of the aerial and the rear wing supports. And let's face it, Pop Race's wing supports are no different to Para64's, yet are a much higher price point. But yeah, overall, 3 very interesting models. The Tarmac Works is definitely the best of the Audi R8 models that you can get at the moment. We have also got the latest, the Evo 2 Audi R8. Tarmac Works have done that. I don't think anybody else yet has come out with one. I did see one advertised which has an opening rear engine cover. I can't remember the brand, but we'll have a look at that when that comes out. I don't think anybody else has done the Evo 2 yet. I think it is just a Tarmac Works casting for now. Sparky will probably produce one. I've seen that they've started doing a lot of this 164 GT3, so potentially we could see something there. Let me know what you think. There's a quick comparison of the 3 Audi R8 LMS Evo Ultras. Sorry, these are just Audi R8 LMS Evo, sorry, not the Ultra. The Ultra was the previous generation. Tarmac Works, definitely the better of the 3, but you know, they're all very good models. I wouldn't say no to any of them, but if I can get Tarmac Works version of one, I probably would, over it being done by the others. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think. Which one do you prefer? Which ones are you trying to find? And I'll catch you for another video soon.